Welcome to Michigan Reimagined, presented by Good Marketing and Wagoner Financial. And here's your host, Chris Buck.
Financial institutions are critical to the economic development of our communities, and I've learned along my journey that not all banks and credit unions are the same. So here to share the LAFCU story and some new endeavors are two of LAFCU's executive team, Robyn Howell, Chief Vice President and Chief Operating Officer, and Kelli Ellsworth Etchison, Chief Marketing Officer and Chief Diversity Officer for LAFCU, who's also the CEO of StableCommunities Foundation, which I'm excited to unpack and learn more about. Welcome, Robyn and Kelli. So before we dig into LAFCU's story, Robyn, can you share the differences between banks and credit unions for the lay people out there?
Absolutely. The biggest difference is that credit unions are member-owned, not-for-profit cooperatives. That means every dollar we earn goes right into serving our members and our communities, not our shareholders. Our members are our owners, and they benefit through better rates, lower fees, and programs that are designed to meet their real-life needs.
Got it. And usually there are certain kinds of qualifications to join a credit union. Talk about LAFCU's expectations of its members.
So, LAFCU membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in the great state of Michigan, and to also Michigan-based businesses. So if you call Michigan home in any way, we would be happy to welcome you as part of LAFCU.
Wonderful. All right. And LAFCU's roots go back to 1936, if I'm not mistaken. So what does returning to your roots mean to you, which I think is going to be the theme of this show today?
Yep. So for us, it means staying true to that cooperative philosophy, which is centered on people helping people, and renewing our focus on the very reason that credit unions like LAFCU were founded, to help people of modest means build better lives. So for us at LAFCU, we began our story back in 1936 when a small group of auto workers came together to help one another, and that was to purchase a cow. So literally helping a family put food on the table and create a source of income.
Right on. Okay. So how does providing, those kinds of needed services and education to people of modest means, how does that show up in the products and services that you offer on a day-to-day basis?
So we're looking at every policy and product through an equity lens, and also how we can best serve our membership. But to take it further, we never want to make money solely building on the backs of those who can least afford it. So our goal is to help people gain stability and confidence and not penalize them when life gets hard or challenges arise.
Understood.
So with that, kind of just want to go into a little more detail.
Yeah, sure.
Specifically to speak to some of our new products and services that are an example of how we put people over profits. So the first, one of the ones that we're most proud of, earlier this year in January, we launched regarding our overdraft and non-sufficient funds fee. We reduced that from $32 to 99 cents. 99 cents, which is one of the lowest in the nation. That change alone is saving our members millions of dollars a year, putting money back into the pockets of people that need it most. So that's number one.
Okay.
Number two, our Express Cash Loan product. So we introduced that as a small dollar short-term loan program that provides up to $2,000 instantly. And the kicker is no credit check. So it's a humane alternative to payday lending that keeps members out of that vicious cycle of debt. The third is how we have addressed certificates of deposit at LAFCU. So we lowered the minimum opening deposit to just $50 so that more people can use that as an avenue to build generational wealth. And then the last two, jumbo CDs. So most financial institutions require a $100,000 minimum, but at LAFCU, to start a jumbo CD, all you need is $10,000.
Wow, from 100,000 down to 10?
Yes. So by doing that, that allows more members to take advantage of a higher yield savings account, CD, without the barrier of having to deal with excessive minimums. And lastly, one of the things that we are most proud of is our Pathway to Financial Transformation program. This is a free a free 8-month financial education program that is open to all Michigan residents. So you don't even have to be a member of LAFCU to attend this program. But like I said, it's 8 months. It's not just for our members, and it teaches the participants how to budget, how to manage debt, and how to build credit. And we really do it up once we reach graduation. So we caps, gowns, the pomp and circumstance, the music, just to really celebrate what an accomplishment it becomes for the participants and the transformation that they've seen in their financial lives after going through the program. Can you share a little bit about how that program is delivered? Is that in person or is that virtual? So it's virtual. Okay. It's virtual. Super helpful. And at the culmination of the program, we do have an in-person graduation, which most attendees are able to attend for that. They're given invitations where they're able to invite friends and family members. And like I said, we really do it up big and make it a pretty grandiose celebration, because it's a journey that the participants have been on over the course of 8 months, and we want to celebrate that with them. And it's also a great time for them to be able to share their personal stories of growth and development and what they've learned as a participant in the program. That's fantastic. And I want to remind everyone that after they go and become members of LAFCU and explore all of these wonderful tools that you offer to your members, that they can supplement that education by calling our friends at Wagoner Financial. Whether you're just starting out, planning for retirement, or anywhere in between, Wagoner Financial is here to help you make smart financial decisions. They offer comprehensive, customized planning, from investment strategies and tax solutions to insurance, accounting, and estate planning. Wagoner is dedicated to supporting you, your family, your business, and your future. Using their unique team approach, their team members' specializations ensure that you have someone who will have an answer to your questions and is ready to help. Schedule a consultation by visiting wagoner-financial.com or give them a call at 517-853-3367. That's after you join LAFCU. So, Kelli, I'd like to move over to you, if that's okay. You know, as Chief Diversity Officer, that seems to be a perfect segue to ask you some questions. You know, financial inclusion is the foundation to diversity. How's LAFCU addressing DEI specifically?
So we have quite the path with diversity, equity, inclusion that we're really intentional about, and it starts when you come into interview. So even prior to the interview, our recruiter is reaching out and letting you know about the culture. When you arrive for your interview, we are showing a video of our culture, explaining what that looks like on diversity, equity, inclusion, because we really are building a safe space where people can feel safe to work, come to work, be seen, be heard, bring their perspectives to the table, and be treated with respect. Even when people don't understand differences, we want to make sure that people are feeling safe. So we do that at the start. We run our management team through a 21-day diversity, equity, inclusion workshop, basically, for 21 days. And there's probably a good hour and a half worth of work that they're doing every night. And it's pretty intense. It's pretty intense. We've taken our executive team through a book called Racial Justice at Work by the Winters Group. And that we facilitated that like a book read. And so we came together every week, and we I assigned chapters for each executive to facilitate. And we have a platform similar to a college Blackboard, where after you read your chapter, that you go in and you put in your aha moment. Okay. Because we wanted to make sure people are really getting what they're learning. And so that was really a powerful tool. And there were some things that came out of that. And there were still, and Robyn touched on some of the things that we're looking at, how we're reshaping products and how we're reshaping some of our policies and practices within the credit union space. So we're being really intentional about that. We're going to be launching a ongoing learning platform in 2026, where everyone can continue to get learning through that platform. And then all the new hires that come in, they go through a 2-hour DEI onboarding class with me that I lead. And so just being very mindful. We just celebrated our 3rd annual Heritage Fest. The first 2, we did it internally for our team. And this year, we opened it up to the community, and that was really powerful. We had African drummers. We had stilt walker, which was amazing. I don't know that I've ever seen one in person. That was some incredible talent. We encouraged people to dress up in their native garb. We brought in, we had some Mexican dance group. We had an African dance group there. We had a variety of different food vendors there so that people can learn about culture. We had artifacts that was displayed there. We had henna painting so people could get henna painting on their hands. So it was just a really, really great day. And so just excited about that. And it's ever evolving.
So I got to tell you, you've used words like mindful and intentional. I think that's so often corporate America can just give a nod to checking a box and making sure that they can say that they do some of these things. But I just really felt the sincerity and the passion and the content behind what you do at LAFCU, and I think that's really impressive. So keep it up. Don't let anyone change you.
No, thank you. That's so important because if you don't understand your why, it's easy to roll it up, pack it up. And for those that know me, because I speak on it at community events, I've done it at chamber events, and for those that know me, they know I'm not performative. And so the minute it becomes performative, then I will pack it up.
Right on.
I will pack it up and someone else can lead it. And so because it is that important, and people want to see that you mean what you say.
Well, I mean, to have that kind of intentionality on making sure that your employees are all aligned around diverse, DEI and what it means and why it's important goes hand in glove with everything, that Robyn was talking about, all the different changes in your policies and different offerings that you have to your members. It all meshes nicely, and without one, the other probably wouldn't be a part of it. So I think the joining of all of that together makes a lot of sense to me. So talk a little bit about your role as the CEO of StableCommunities Foundation. What is the foundation? When was it established? What's its mission?
So it was established at the end of last year. So December of 2024, LAFCU graciously seeded the foundation. And the mission really is in the name, is what I like to say. The easier version is stabilizing communities. And one of the things that we were looking at as we were building out the products that Robyn described, that we've been very intentional about, it is how then do we also show up in communities that need a financial institution most. And so there's a big development that's happening on our southwest side of Lansing. And when that development was first talked about many years ago, I just happened to see it on Facebook, and I reached out to the person that posted this press conference, and I was like, LAFCU wants to be part of that. I didn't know what it was going to look like, but I knew I needed to be over there because I lived over there for the majority of my adult life until 10 years ago.
Okay.
And while living over there in the heart of our inner city community, I could walk to 8 liquor stores in a mile and a half. Where I live in Meridian Township, there are liquor stores, but I can't walk to 8 in a mile and a half from my home. And so how things are done systemically in communities of color are much different than what they are in the suburbs. And so one of the things that, there's a lot of talk about, how do we shore up communities? How do we stabilize them? And so my thought and LAFCU as a whole, our thought process is we have to strengthen those communities, but we have to show up and be there. And it's a financial desert. And so while financial institutions left those communities across our country, payday lenders showed up. And when you get those people in a debt trap and they're paying almost 400% interest, when you annualize those fees, it gets real. And so if you want to curb crime in inner city communities, then you need to invest in communities and give people hope. Because with absent hope and investment, then people live hopelessly. And so this foundation I'm excited about it because it's a hub of where we can do micro grants for startups or small businesses where they may not be able to get a traditional loan yet, but we can help them with some seed money to get started or to help them scale. But being able to build upon the financial literacy program that LAFCU already has at this on site, we will also have, as part of the foundation, a financial empowerment center. So not just the 8-month-long class that Robyn spoke about earlier, but how we can bring in individuals that may want to be a homeowner, because homeownership is the path to generational wealth. It is a path, not the path. It's a path because absent the right education and tools and training, people go into homeownership to only lose the home. And so how we can be an empowerment center, how we can educate and get people certified and have them go through programs, boot camp, if you will, to get them fortified so that they go into their home and they can keep their home.
Yep.
And so that's the work.
It's important work, and I've been a big fan of the Homes in Pleasant Grove development project. I had Joel and his team on when
that was when I first saw it.
Rest in peace to the man. Joel Ferguson, wonderful ambassador for the region. Unfortunately passed not that far ago. But then I had Brent Forsberg and Chris Miller on talking about this development project. So I'm very close to it. And they mentioned that you were planning to be anchor in that and provide these services. And it just makes so much sense.
Yes.
So I understand the foundation your foundation has awarded some grants already. You kind of talked a little bit about kind of startups and seed money and that kind of stuff. Talk about the grants that you've already done and what's your vision as CEO for where this is all going to go, since it's a pretty new endeavor.
It is a pretty new endeavor. And we haven't even formally promoted. There's been no press release, and that's been by design because as we were building up the infrastructure. Before we do a press release and have the floodgates open, we want to make sure that we have a website. And we've just done the kickoff meeting with our website vendor in October.
Okay.
And so we don't even have a website yet. We have just launched our social media channels. And so by design, we have not done that, but word is out. And part of it is people are excited in my circles that I travel in. Pat, our CEO, he travels in and he speaks about it. Robyn and her circles are speaking about it. People are speaking about it. Our business, our commercial lenders, they're going out and they're speaking about it to, the different small businesses that are coming to them. They're talking about it. And so people are excited. And then I go out to a couple of times a month. I go right into the communities. And they have their different community organizations. And so Brent and I actually have been putting on the Brent and Kelli show, if you will, and speaking, about the foundation. And so we've awarded almost $260,000.
Wow.
And that's just been since June.
Congratulations.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
And before I forget, I want to make sure I give a nod to one of the partners, I think, on this project that we've been talking about, the folks at Triterra. Triterra is a leading environmental consulting firm headquartered in Lansing, Michigan, with staff around the state to serve your brownfield development, environmental consulting, and natural resource management needs. Since 2008, Triterra has been successfully advising a wide range of organizations to implement solutions to complex environmental challenges. If you're a business, a developer, a property owner, a lending institution, an attorney, or a governmental entity looking for a solution and you want prompt and timely service, do not hesitate to contact my friends at Triterra. You can reach out to them at 517-702-0470 or visit them at triterra.us. So, and that's going to, the foundation is expected to be evergreen, right? It's going to continue to feed. You're going to have it get replenished, or the revolving, like just lower interest kind of loans that kind of keep the money keep coming back, or
so we don't have loans yet, but that is one of the visions, that we'll be able to do some micro loans at the foundation. So right now those are still being handled through LAFCU. And then we're eventually going to be looking at a fund developer position of someone that can go out and yes, replenish the coffers, if you will. So
wonderful.
But yeah, we're excited, and we've got an amazing event of one of the grant recipients, LMTS, which stands for Larry Mitchell Trice, Senior, who was a pastor in Lansing, passed away, but his church is keeping his legacy alive. They do a Fresh Food Friday and partner with Myers, and it's phenomenal to see all the people that are coming to get food, and how this community is thriving. And then they're doing a Pay My Bills event on December 6th, but the foundation has granted them a grant to help. And it's people coming together with small bills, like up to $200. It's small amounts of whether it's their phone or utilities or whatever. And so we're excited. I was told, I didn't attend the one last year, but I was told there wasn't a dry eye in the house. I'm fortunate enough now to be in a space in my life where I don't have to have that, but I also have been in a place in my life where I did need that. And so having been in their shoes, it's so powerful to have a resource in the community that cares about helping them get through the holidays. So now we could pay their bills, and now they can get their kids or their grandkids something for Christmas. There's a lot of stress during that time of year. So I'm just excited. That's just one thing that we've done, but we've also granted, there's a project in our town that was Walter French School and now housing.
Yep.
And so the Capital Area Housing Partnership, we've granted a grant for them to help them with computers, for their computer lab, for the residents that live there, where they'll be able to do banking, apply for jobs, all the things. And so we've been able to help them. Sweet Encounter Bakery.
Nikki.
Yeah, Nikki. We helped her get some equipment that because she had gotten an order for like over 30,000 cupcakes from like a very large, that was insane.
Yeah.
But we helped her with equipment that will allow her to have her cups labeled as it goes through this piece of machinery, and the lids put on, because who can do that for 30,000 cupcakes, right?
Not me.
Mr. Leslie's Cheesecake.
Both are alumni of the show. I've had them all on to talk about their stories. So great things. Another
small business that's also being mentored by Marcus Leslie, Cassandra Wilson, who owns the Golden Tier Bakery, helping her get I'll call it a food truck, but it's for her desserts. Wonderful. To go out into communities, and so we've been able to really help in some meaningful ways. We've got some other grants that's already in the hopper that will be going to our November board meeting, and so just excited that people are excited.
How can people learn more and follow the story? You mentioned, so we've got StableCommunities Foundation is on social handles, so I'm assuming they can just follow that.
Yes.
And wait for a website.
StableCommunities is one word.
Yep.
Foundation. Yep. And so they can go to our Facebook. We've got, all the social handles, Instagram, LinkedIn, and so forth. And then we're showing up at community events already with the foundation. And then, of course, all of the other services that Robyn talked about at LAFCU.com.
LAFCU.com. Well, this has been a great conversation. Thank you so much for joining me here today. We've been talking to Robyn Howell, the Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer, and Kelli Ellsworth Etchison, Chief Marketing Officer and Chief Diversity Officer for LAFCU, talking about getting back to your roots and doing wonderful things for people who need it the most. Thanks so much for joining me here today.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you, Chris.
And I want to give a final shout out to all my loyal sponsors. We've got Wagoner Financial, Good Marketing, Triterra Environmental, Keller Williams Advantage and Team, and Michigan Rise, Kirk Byron State Farm, and the attorneys at Foster Swift. And if you found the show as a one-off, I'd remind you to subscribe to Michigan Reimagined on YouTube, Facebook, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, pretty much anywhere you find your podcasts. This is Chris Buck signing off for Michigan Reimagined.